Good morning, guys. It is still technically morning, at least for about 25 more minutes. Getting a slow start to at least to the video this morning. Got up and took Duncan to school as per usual, and then actually I came back and crashed out for a little while. After dealing with some little man last night forever, I just couldn't make myself get up and stay up this morning, so I slept in quite a bit. But I was up in time for my meeting, and other than that, I've been kind of taking it easy this morning. I'm rapidly approaching the end of the project that I'm working on, getting ready to move to something else, so at this point, a lot of it is just sort of hit a button and wait and make sure everything works appropriately. And he is just hanging out on my lap. Feeling pretty good this morning, he seems to be. Christina's going to be taking off here in a little bit. She's going to the doctor this morning, and Ellis is going to be going with her. So actually, I'm going to have a couple of hours here where I may be able to get some video work done. So I'm going to see if I can get the review of the Zenfone Zoom finished for XDA, and then start working on a sponsored video for the main channel, and maybe the review of the inexpensive little smartwatch that I'm looking at. I've got about 4 or 5 videos in mind, although I'll probably only get 1, maybe 2 of them done during that time. Because like I said, I've got about 2 hours between the time she leaves and when Duncan gets off the bus, and I do still need to be able to do day job stuff in the middle of all that. Pomodoro may become a real necessity. In other news, I'm trying out something a little bit different here. I've got the Vixia Mini X, the camera that I use on my day-to-day basis, but instead of using it in the... Are you poking me? Why are you poking me? He's just poking me in the side. He says, attention to me. There you go. You got attention. Feel better? Anyway, normally I use this Vixia Mini X in MP4 mode, which they say is much lower quality and gives you a wider field of view. Right now I've got it set to the AVC HD mode, which is supposed to be slightly less wide field of view and supposedly higher quality. So better for color grading, better for just sort of all-around usage when you don't need something super duper fast. So I guess we will give this a shot and see how it works. I'll probably pull the clips in. I'll probably actually pull this clip in right after I finish shooting it and just make sure everything looks appropriate, looks okay. I did a very, very quick test sample, as you can see right there, and so far it looks okay. I want to make sure it renders out appropriately, but the video itself in VLC looks good, and it looks okay in the editor. It works in the editor. That's kind of the most important thing. But anyway, I'm getting ready to have a little bit of lunch. Christina's getting ready to take him and go, and he's getting ready to start fussing. So let's get this day started. Well, it's a little while later. Christina took Ellis and headed off to the doctor. USPS showed up. Actually, they showed up twice. They dropped a package off at the front porch for Christina. They filled the mailbox with letters and whatnot, but there was nothing else in there for me. But then I was standing here on the treadmill doing some work. All of a sudden, I heard a car go by again. I just looked outside very quickly. Wait, that's USPS again. And apparently they forgot to drop something off, so this showed up today. This is the Energy Flux rechargeable hand warmer thing that I bought for my dad. It's a 4400 milliamp hour external battery pack that also warms your hands. So I'm probably gonna make a very, very quick video about it, just showing what comes in the package, trying the different modes on it, talking about how warm it gets, things like that. Not sure if I want to do a dedicated video about it, or I think I'm just gonna do this as a part of the upcoming Amazon things I found that I really liked kind of video, assuming I do actually like it. So that should be fun. But again, now that Christina has gone to the doctor, it's time to start working on video stuff. Pomodoro time. Well, apparently I didn't pay close enough attention when I was reading up on this and looking into it. Because as far as ports, it has a mini USB port. That's what you use to charge it. That's what you use to charge other devices. So it comes with 2 other cables and a wall wart. One of the cables is a mini USB to USB port, and one of the cables is mini USB to full-size USB for charging. So that is definitely just a little bit of a fail. I will say, it is getting warm. Holding it in my hand, it's getting warm, it's cozy, but I guess we're just gonna have to see how warm it really gets, because I kind of figured this was gonna have actual USB ports on it, or something. Maybe, like I said, I probably just didn't even look on Amazon. I just was looking at the external heat warmer things and picked one, and mistakes were made. Yeah, so I just didn't look appropriately on the website on Amazon. So as you can see there, it does have the 2 cables shown. It does show that it does not have an actual port on it. So that's completely my fault, my mistake. There you go, there's the top of the unit. I literally was just looking over at the information about it, at here's what it can do and everything. And the really funny thing is, currently unavailable, meaning they must have had 1 in stock. Sorry for the flickering, I'm just filming my screen because that's what I do. So unfortunately this means that it's not going to be able to go into things you find on Amazon product review. This is getting nice and warm though, I will say. And this is probably something that my dad would enjoy, so I will probably go ahead and give it to him anyway. Because, you know, if nothing else, you can stick it in a pocket. I'll probably put on a hoodie here in a minute, stick it in a pocket and see, ooh, it is warming my belly up, just holding it here on my belly. So I mean, at least as far as that's concerned, it will be somewhat useful. But when you consider, I think I paid $28 for this. Yeah, $28.95. And just looking on the exact same page, rechargeable 5600 milliamp hour hand warmer plus high capacity external battery for $30, $31. And looking at it from the top, even though they don't have very good pictures of it, it does have a full-sized USB port on it. So that would actually be preferable. So maybe I buy a second one of these. Maybe I buy one for my dad that's actually got a proper USB port on it. It's actually quite a little while later already. It's right at 2 o'clock. I've wasted time. I've not been using the Pomodoro technique. I've been doing work stuff and just other stuff in general. But I did take a little bit of time, set everything up, and tried to film the Asus Zenfone Zoom review. Now, interestingly enough, I did have this little heater out and turned on while I was recording the review. I had it on the second click, which is the hotter one. I think it's 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And I reached over occasionally and just grabbed it because my hands are so cold. And it got really, really hot to the touch. So in terms of being a heater, this thing is actually doing a really good job. It's just stupid that it doesn't come with a full-size USB port on it. I know part of that is just due to the size, but why would you release a device like this that doesn't... Why would you release a device like this that requires a second cable in order to actually charge or charge something? That's just stupid. But anyway, like I said, I did attempt to film the review. I'm copying the files in right now just to see what, if anything, I've actually got that's usable. I did do it completely off script, so I don't know how that's going to turn out, but one way or the other, it was worth a shot. And finishing this review up means that I can move on to other phones. I've got to get much better and more efficient at doing these reviews, keeping track of all my thoughts and opinions on them as I'm doing them, and then get the review done and move on to another phone very, very quickly. Hooray, UPS man is here. And if I'm not mistaken, that may actually be the new LED light. So the air light may get retired, at least for the time being. I love the little air light. I love how small it is and how it doesn't have those big barn doors and it has the built-in diffuser. But for this little setup, it's just not quite bright enough. Actually, before I started recording, I took just a minute and pulled out one of these little diffuser panels. I had a couple of these. They came with my old soft boxes. And they're relatively small, so they don't take up a huge amount of room. And I had these clamps from when I was using the big teleprompter. So that's worked out pretty well so far, I think. Well, that was a nice surprise. I actually got 2 boxes instead of one. The one, as I was saying, the one had the YN300 Mark III light in it. The other one has a couple of cable adapters. These are Rode mic cable adapters, so SC3 and SC4. One is TRRS to TRS, one is TRS to TRRS. These were entirely too expensive, ridiculously expensive, but it's so hard to find these kind of things. And normally they're like 20 or 25 bucks. They were marked down to 15, so I went ahead and went for it. Realistically, I kind of wanted to take the Rode VideoMic Me, the one that I bought for smartphones, and see if it can work with the G7 with an adapter like this, and also be able to take better microphones and put them with smartphones just to continue testing things. So I can take something like the Rode pen mic that I use when I'm on the go, the lavalier mic, and I can plug that into a smartphone if I need to. And I also picked up a newer professional recording stand. From the look of it, I mean, just seeing how big it is, it's not gonna be huge, but it should work quite well to put this onto an actual stand. And I think what I'm probably gonna do is use this little area back here, this opening nest. Don't look. But I'm gonna mount it here so I can have the mic easily movable and everything. Should make for a good mount and a good way to get it up off the desk and up out of the way so that I'm either gonna put it there or I'm gonna put it here on this little extension. Although if I end up mounting stuff on the wall, the extension there might go away entirely. I don't know. I'm so confused. My setup is a mess. Anyway, packages are here. Happy times. Well, today has just been a bit of a spectacular failure in terms of ordering things and having them come and be proper and correct. So there's this microphone recording arm stand thing I ordered for the desk. There it is. And this is the little mounting bracket. And there's my desk. Yep, it ain't gonna fit. It's just way too big. Which is unfortunate, and it's probably something that was mentioned on the site, but it was 13 bucks, and I'm sure I can find some place to mount it. It's just, unfortunately, none of this desk where I sit, or that desk where I could potentially put it, it's not gonna fit on any of them. It could fit on the bookshelf, it could fit on this table, but it's not gonna fit at my desk where I wanted it. I mean, technically, I guess I could just return it to Amazon, get my money back. I'll have to think about that. That's, bummer. Potential other option. I use this mounting arm for my 2 monitors here. Don't worry about this. This is just for my wireless keyboard and mouse because it doesn't like being too far away and being on the... Don't worry about it. But it has this little hole on top, and there was a piece of plastic that goes down in this hole. Kind of curious if I could drill a hole in the middle of that and mount the arm in it just like this. or just like that, I suppose. So it basically stay up here and out of the way until I need it, and then I can pull it all out. I have a feeling I would end up hating that because it would just be sitting up here all the time and it'd be visible in all my videos. I'll probably just return it. Well, Christina has made it home. She stopped by Studio Walls to pick up our picture we had made. I like it. I like it. Looks nice. It's got a nice frame. It's got a good smattering of photos in it. It was ridiculously expensive, but so be it. And we're home, and I'm tired. But I'm tired for a good reason. Because we got home, started moving pictures around. This is the picture I showed you guys earlier. It's now up on the wall. We had a big old painting up there earlier. It's just some cheap painting that we picked up at a yard sale like 10 years ago. That's just never really fit. So now we've got something that fits a little bit. And while we were looking at places to put things, Poppy's picture, this is my grandfather up here. That fits pretty well up there. That's a screw that was already in the wall, so hopefully it will stay. It's in between the bricks and the mortar and everything, so hopefully it will do all right. And then there's this thing, which we've installed firmly and permanently on the couch.
No.
Yep, it sits here and plays video games. That's a great investment. Doing good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh.
I was making him dance and he didn't like it either. He doesn't like anything right now. He's just mad.
He's in the mood.
And we were dancing. Dance, 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 dance to and fro. Take a turn about and around you go. I don't know what that means. My grandparents used to sing it to me. Dance, dance, dance. Dance, 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 dance.
He's usually so explosive, I wouldn't do anything like that. He'd just explode everywhere.
You're not standing anymore. I gotta hold your butt now.
Got tired.
You're tired.
Tired and get the hiccups.
Hold your head up. You can do it. You're 2 months old.
Lazy.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Hold your head up.
Be proud. Hold your head up high. You're not proud? Not
See,
really.
Daddy? He's looking at the picture up there.
You see yourself in there?
Did you show the vlogging people our picture?
Mm-hmm. Twice.
It's so good. He's so handsome. Mwah. Mwah.
That's not exactly a happy face. It's close.
It was better than...
Floppy head.
He wants to go to sleep. That's the problem.
Yeah. And if he goes to sleep now, he won't be asleep later.
Hold your head up. You're 2 months old. You can do it.
Should we go get your bumbo?
Dance.
Wanna try a bumbo seat? No. Too mad right now.
Yeah, I'm in a bad mood.
Gotta have all the madness.
Oh, strengthen them legs.
I've been fighting with him and fighting with him. He refuses to stay awake. It's almost 10 o'clock, and he's not supposed to have another bottle until 10:45, maybe? 11:15. Nope. He's been staying awake. It's just been a battle. Every time he starts to fall asleep, I've just got to, like, tickle him or, poke him or something to wake him up. But no. He's actually sitting up right now. He's sitting up in my arm, and he's completely out. Great. Awesome. Quite a little while later, again, it's almost 11 p.m. Ellis has been kind of in and out of sleep. Hopefully he will be able to sleep the night away, and hopefully I do not end up with him the entirety of the night. I started editing on today's vlog, so fun times. And actually, I took the little hand warmer that I bought for my dad, and I used it pretty much the entire afternoon and evening. I used it while I was here on the treadmill. I used it just walking around. I used it when we were at church tonight. Ran it completely dry. It lasted probably, I'm gonna say at least 4 or 5 hours. I mainly kept it on the lower setting because that's comfortable in your hand. The higher setting gets a little bit too warm to hold in the hand, but it's good for a pocket. But one way or the other, I think it should be pretty good for my dad. I may actually end up picking up one of those for myself. Not that brand, probably a different brand. It'll actually be a good thing to have more than just a couple of things to do a comparison on, I guess. And actually, after the news that I got earlier, this thing may be a really good addition for my dad. He called me when we were out earlier and basically said things about coming down this weekend, and oh yeah, by the way, when we're down there, I need to look at your kitchen scale because I need to buy one of my own because I have to start watching things because diabetic. That's just a shortened version. But apparently when he was here earlier and I told you guys he ended up in the hospital, that was diabetes. So awesome. My grandmother is diabetic. She was not diagnosed with it until she was in her 80s. Now apparently my dad is diabetic. He's in his 60s, which means I do have to make sure to go ahead and get this weight back off. I have to get back under control, keep everything down and healthy, and still I may end up being diabetic when I get older as well. Type 2 diabetes running in the family, woo! But I'm still unfortunately not hugely familiar with all of the symptoms and everything of diabetes. I do seem to remember cold hands and cold feet being one of the, not necessarily a symptom, but just a side effect. So actually this may be perfect timing. The fact that I've started looking into this because I have cold hands myself. Hopefully I don't have any other symptoms that relate to diabetes, so I'm hopefully not having anything diabetic related. Broke 10,000 steps. I'm doing good, I'm staying on track, I'm trying my best. And it's not midnight yet, so I'm not breaking rules yet, my own implemented rules. Christina has taken Ellis and attempted to go to bed with him. He was pretty firmly out whenever I saw them go upstairs. She was kind of worried that she was going to wake him up by putting him to bed. Hopefully that will not happen. All in all, definitely a bit of a weird day. Had some good emails come through from companies, had some unfortunate bad product orderings, but actually the little thing from my dad, it's going to turn out better than I thought. It's just that mini USB thing is going to really be a weird one. And I definitely did not get nearly as much as I wanted to get accomplished tonight, but I think I will actually take a little bit of time now that I'm almost done editing this vlog. I've actually just finished everything up to this point. And I'm gonna try to get that extra Yongnuo light unboxed and put in place so that when I've got time, I can actually film and have proper, brighter lighting, and it will make another good video for the main channel. Because basically I should be able to unbox it, set it up where the air light is right now, and say, here's what one light looks like at 100% on 5500K, here's what the other light looks like at 100% 5500K, there's the difference in case you wanted to know, kind of thing. Because that was a question I got in the comment section, and I've seen a couple of people mention it, talking about ordering the one that's 5500K only, and I do still tend to use 5500K only, so it was a worthwhile investment, I think. But I'm about to run out of time, so as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending the day with me and my family. We'll see you again tomorrow.